Okay, I talked over it. That's why, because this is broken. Fucking everything is just going shit up a brick wall or something.
Why don't you show everybody why we're having some trouble tonight? The one piece of equipment.
Yeah, I did earlier. I showed them this. This is I had to redo everything because this piece, I bent the USB on this the other night when I was drunk, and now everything is just not working. It's because I had to put everything back together. I figured out why the audio wasn't working, so I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna start this all over. We're just gonna pretend that none of this happened, and we're gonna start from the beginning.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Seriously Cast stream.
Cheers!
Bink,
Bink.
yeah.
I've got the logo. We're gonna do the intro now.
Here we go.
We are professionals. We know exactly what we're doing. It's don't get mad. You just kind of roll with the punches and just do what you need to do to get things done.
I never get mad.
Yeah. Okay. What do we want to start with today?
I don't really care because it's all a bunch of shit house and we're all living in it. We're all rolling around in that shit pile, let me tell you. Doggy.
Oh man. So let's here. Why don't we do this one first? So I can play this. I can play this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, this was an interesting read. I only read about a third of it. So this says reparations for slavery could have reduced COVID-19 transmission and deaths in the U.S. Harvard study says. What? What? And this thing is just so long. And okay, so here, the group of researchers from Harvard Medical School and the Lancet Commission on Reparations and Redistributive Justice. So my problem is because of the title of this group, they set out with a premise that they're trying to prove. They're not taking the information and coming to the conclusion the information gives them. They have a set goal that they're trying to prove, and that is going to skew any kind of results for any kind of study that they're doing.
Yeah, they came into this with a bias.
Yeah, but also
Harvard was I don't know. I just have a feeling that they were bowing down to this reparations fucking group. So they're like, oh, we don't want to look racist. We don't want to look bad. So, oh, look at this. Look at what we found.
So this is bullshit. This is the entire this paragraph here is the entire idea of the whole thing. If the U.S. had paid reparations, the descendants of Black Americans who were enslaved, though the risk of severe illness and death from the virus would be far lower, according to a new peer-reviewed study by the researchers.
Peer-reviewed by who?
Their peers.
Who's their peers?
Okay, so this right here, this is an actual quote, an actual thing that a person said. Our study simply gives yet another example of how racism gets into people's bodies and makes them sick, which can be added to this litany of evidence for reparations. I'm gonna read that one more time. This is a thing that somebody actually said. Our study simply gives yet another example of how racism gets into people's bodies and makes them sick.
Racism is a virus now. Racism is bacteria and fungus flying through the air. It'll get you. Ooh, look out for the racism. Don't cough on me, I'll get the racism.
So, in the study here...
Oh my god.
In the study, I think it was, they studied Louisiana. because, here it is. Researchers compared Louisiana at the outset of the pandemic to South Korea, a relatively egalitarian society that doesn't have a large segregated subgroup of the population composed of the descendants of enslaved persons. What? Their goal, according to the study, was to see if the difference in infection rates was driven by the difference in social structures.
Okay.
I didn't even read any of this.
The researchers created a statistical model using R-naught, a mathematical term that represents the average number of people an infected person spreads the virus to. The term accounts for social structure, behavior, and differential risk. Hang on, wait. So it takes in behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's behavior. It's how these people are behaving.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to do with my racism. It's the way these people are behaving.
Well,
And differential risk. I don't know what the fuck that means. Social structure.
Yeah, we're smart people. We just aren't that smart. Apparently, these guys got big brain energy.
No, what I'm getting at is that the social structure. It's within their own homes and communities.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's not. I'll tell you why. Because I mean, it's gonna make me sound bad, but I don't really give a shit. It's because a lot of black people live together really close. So do a lot of brown people, and that's why. That's why the infection rate is higher for them, because they congregate without masks in big groups together. They don't social distance. They don't do any of that kind of stuff. They don't wear masks. They get together in very large groups, all together at once, without masks or anything like that. That's what they do.
Mm-hmm. Here we go.
That's why I was pointing out at the behavior there.
Mm-hmm.
It's because their own behavior, it's their own personal choices that they're making. No one's making these people get together in big groups and family outings or whatever and spreading the virus like this. Quit fucking blaming it on white people. Jesus Christ.
And here we go. So the researchers' model found that Louisiana took twice as long as South Korea to bring the R-naught value below 1, the critical value at which an outbreak will die out in a population. Had reparations been introduced well before the pandemic and lessened the equity gap between blacks and whites, coronavirus transmissions in Louisiana could have been reduced between 31 and 68% for residents of all races, the study found.
For all races.
So essentially, doesn't.
Had reparations been introduced, how would that have helped?
Well, earlier in the article, it talks about people with higher income, a higher amount of money in the bank, I guess, have a greater chance of getting medical help for the virus, or just in general, like the access to medicine is easier for them than people that have a lower pay gap, whatever. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but this is.
I don't see that as the case. It's all in like what, I don't know, the availability and of like certain like professions or whatever, and nothing's keeping black people from getting into whatever profession they want. I'm just saying.
There was a thing that I saw. I can't remember exactly who said it. It was like when I've been on the Matt and Blonde show, Beauty and the Beta or whatever. They were talking about how the coronavirus does disproportionately affect black people than white people, and that is something that is that you can get information on. That is an actual statistical anomaly within the infection rate of the virus.
Well, I mean, in my personal opinion, what I said is why.
Yeah, exactly. It makes sense. Okay, that's enough of this poor shit. Let's
go away, virus of death. Fuck you.
Okay, I'm going to move along to something a little bit sadder.
This is going to be all you because I didn't really care about Rush all that much.
So, I'm going to say that Rush Limbaugh passed away on Wednesday, I think. Yeah, it was Wednesday morning. And this was a tweet from his brother. I'm not ready to speak yet, but I'm so proud of my amazing brother. Thousands of you have shared how much he meant to you. My brother was the real deal. I can't describe how sad I am, but also how proud I am of my big brother. I love and adore you, Rush. Thank you all. And so Rush Limbaugh essentially created podcasting. He was a pioneer in talk radio, and he's like the godfather of like just radio in general. He made AM radio what it is today. Well, that's not much saying much, but it's a sad day. He died from lung cancer. He was an avid smoker for several years.
Ooh, damn.
But I'm going to say that we weren't the best people when it came to RGB, Ruth Bader Ginsburg passing away. But let's look at some of the replies to this that make me really angry. I'm so happy for your loss. His death was worth the wait. Too long, if you ask me. Anyway, I'm ecstatic about your POS brother's death.
Static? I'm static.
Yeah, instead of saying ecstatic. Proud, really sorry for your loss, but and then it's got a bunch of stuff that Rush said about minority groups. To everyone on this thread with something negative to say, would you say these things to his face? And if so, would you be proud to have your parents, grandparents, children watch you? Answer that question honestly, then take a hard look in the mirror. Twitter is like a cesspool of the fucking internet.
I know. And that's why I left a long time ago and never looked back.
Yeah. It's okay, David. You can rest easy with the thought of him finally burning and rotting in hell where he belongs. Ugh.
Okay, Lefty, you don't believe in hell. Come on. We know that.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to play this. You're not going to be able to hear it, but I want to play his final outgoing message from his final broadcast.
Well, my friends, that's it. Yet another excursion into broadcast excellence in the can. Enjoyed being with you today, always do, and look forward to the next time. Thanks to Mark Stein, who has been in standby mode all day. Wasn't sure I was going to be able to go today. And then each hour I had to assess. But we made it. Thank you, Mr. Stein. See you all next time.
He essentially said thank you to his producer, and he'll see you next time.
Dang.
Which is kind of depressing. But he was given the highest honor by Donald Trump at the State of the Union. At the State of the Union last year. It was he gave them the Presidential Award of Excellence or something like that. And it was very humbling to watch his reaction to receiving that. Okay. Well, that's all I've got for that. Do you want to skip over to one of your things?
Yeah, let's talk about this little insurrectionist boy.
Okay, let's go there then. Okay, it's all you.
Did CNN scroll up?
Oh, sorry about that.
NBC pay insurrectionist John Sullivan $70K for Capitol riot video? Internet says shut them down.
We got to get that clip from Gordon Ramsay. Man. Shut it down.
God. Well, let's see here. There you go. Oh boy. So basically what I wanted to bring up with this is that if they're found to have actually paid this guy, CNN and NBC paid him $35,000 apiece.
Yeah, that's what it says right here.
Yeah, that's directly funding this little insurrection. Because where is it showing that he was there like inciting inciting stuff.
Oh, is this that guy? Is this that guy that they got on video saying like he started like breaking a window and all the other people are like, no, we're not doing that. And he's like,
so.
and then he's like trying to incite people to break stuff and steal things in the Capitol, and where everybody else is like, that's not what we're here to do. Come on, you like?
Oh, here. This is what he's. So his own videos provide evidence of that, as the footage includes him wedding people on, encouraging violence and yelling, "We did this together, and let's burn this shit down."
Let's see.
Oh, apart from that, reports also add that he is seen telling viewers how to make Molotov cocktails and evade identification by police.
Ugh.
Yeah. Okay, all you little lefties, what do you have to say about that shit?
God damn.
What do you have to say? He's not that. Yeah. No. These fucking news corporations paid for this to try and get it worse so they could have their nice little headlines and everything.
Here it is, right here. Sullivan just so happened to be the leader of an Antifa and a BLM group, Insurgents USA, at the Capitol. What makes the media friendly to this insurrectionist? One questioned. So they're like, people were saying that the optics on the Capitol siege or whatever was that Antifa was the ones that were trying to cause all the damage to make all the right wingers look bad, and this is proof.
Yeah, it's oh man, it's pretty sick, dude. If this is true and there's evidence of this, oh boy. Oh, look, they got receipts there.
Well, yeah, there's
invoices. Yeah. So they are in court.
Yeah, this was a court doc. These are court documents that are legal, that are public, that are.
Oh shit, son.
Eyewitness video of the shooting at Capitol Hill, 1/6/2021. This is a non-exclusive license agreement. She's from Utah. It's got his apart. We just doxed the guy. Oops.
Oh Jesus. And now we did too.
Because it's got his apartment number, his address on there.
Whoops.
Uh-oh.
Whatever.
What are you going to do? The guy's a piece of shit.
And if it's public info, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see here. We don't care about that.
Oh, boy.
All right, what are we doing now? You want to keep talking about this one?
No.
Okay. Let's move on to, let's talk about some Texas stuff.
Yeah, let's do that.
So I've got some tweets here from one Daniel Crenshaw. Dan Crenshaw TX. So Texas has the biggest snowfall in centuries. It's like once every couple hundred years they get something like this. Yeah. And so people are spending weeks. Some of them have spent like a week and a half, almost a week without power. Because Texas, they decided they needed to go to more friendly power options. So with blackouts across Texas, many are wondering what happened. Leftists are cheering a red state having energy problems. Here's the truth about what happened thread. Summary. A mix of over-subsidized wind energy and underinvestment in gas power means we didn't have enough base load energy for a massive spike in demand. Also, Texas infrastructure isn't designed for once-in-a-century freezes.
Yep.
Number 1, frozen wind turbines. West Texas had wind turbines that had to be de-iced. The little energy that power regulators planned on being supplied from wind was now gone. We had almost 31 gigawatts of wind installed on the grid, but on Monday, we couldn't even depend on 6 gigawatts working.
Damn.
To make matters worse, existing storage of wind energy in batteries was also gone because batteries were losing 60% of their energy in the cold.
Oh,
wow. Shit. Bottom line, renewables don't work well in extreme weather. Never will.
Beautiful.
The
Beautiful.
This is what happens when you force the grid to rely in part on wind as a power source. When weather conditions get bad as they did this week, intermittent renewable energy like wind isn't there when you need it.
Yep.
Number 2, I was going to mention this. Nuclear also got too cold. We only had 4 nuclear units in Texas near Houston and Dallas. One of the reactors near Houston turned off due to a safety sensor freezing. No problem with the reactor, but the lack of sensor forced the plant to shut down as a precaution.
Yep.
There's a lot more. This is a long thread.
Yeah, let's look at number 3 there.
All right, number 3. We don't have enough natural gas online. ERCOT planned on 67 gigawatts from natural gas/coal, but could only get 43 gigawatts of it online. We didn't run out of natural gas, but we lost the ability to get it transported. Pipelines in Texas don't use cold insulation, so they froze. Yep. Every natural gas plant stayed online. The downed plants were due to scheduled maintenance. Governor Abbott made the right call in diverting all natural gas to home heating fuel, and then electricity for homes. Gas and coal brought a stable supply of energy, but still not enough. Why don't we have extra gas power? Oh, go away, Dan. Why don't we have extra gas power when we need it the most? Because years of federal subsidies for wind has caused an over-reliance on wind and under-investment in new gas and nuclear plants.
Damn. Bottom line, yeah, fossil fuels are the only thing that saved us. They are baseload energy. If we were even more reliant on the wind turbines that froze, the outages would have been much worse. Damn.
I'm going to read this last one, and then we'll move. This raises the obvious question. Can we ever rely on renewables to power the grid during extreme weather? No. You need gas or nuclear. And subsidizing investments in wind has pushed gas and nuclear out. Now we live with the consequences.
Mm-hmm.
The cheapest source of power that we have, the cheapest and safest source of power that we have is nuclear power.
Right.
Because it's technically it's natural. It's from the earth.
Everything's technically natural.
If you think hard enough.
Yeah. Hey, if you break it down to its base components.
Yep.
It usually comes from carbon, oxygen, iron, hydrogen or helium, something like that. You know? I wanted to bring something up about this real quick, Ike. I saw a lot of shit on Reddit about this. Oh God,
Reddit. Don't go to Reddit.
Yeah, that was that was a bad idea. So anyway, a lot of people were saying like, good, fuck Texas for like not being on the national grid and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, they have their own grid.
Well, the problem with that argument is that, okay, so we're here in Oregon, right? And from what I could see, roughly this past weekend when we had a big snow storm. The snow wasn't so bad, but it was really windy and like everything froze over. Like there was a lot of ice here in Oregon, and it was like roughly 300,000 people all together through the state were without power.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in Texas, there was like somewhere around 3 million people that were out.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a lot.
But Texas has the whole state of Texas has roughly 30 million population. Okay.
It's the biggest state.
Right. It's a huge state and it's got a lot of people in it. Okay. So that's roughly 10%. All right. If you take the 3 million out of the 30 million, right? That's 10%. So, but now if you look at Oregon, which has a population of 4.2 million and roughly 300,000 people were out, that's still roughly around the 10% amount of people in the whole state offline. Okay.
Yeah.
But Oregon plays by these federal rules, big time. Oregon's a very, very deep blue state. But we had, if you scale it to Texas to Oregon, we had the exact same problem. We had almost the exact same percentage of people without power, and we were on the national grid. This has nothing to do with that. This is all about like yelling at Republicans and telling them how shitty they are, even though Texas is more like a purple state than a red state.
Yeah. Well, we all know Republicans are pretty shitty, but
they are.
almost the entire political game.
That's not the point. The point is the left is always just going after about how fucking red states are this and red states are that, when it's like blue states are just as bad. And California can't fucking deal with its fires ever. And in Southern California, there's literal human shit everywhere. And you think, you think you got it so good. Come on.
Instead of fixing that, they made an app so you can just indicate where the shit is on the streets.
But I just wanted to point that out, that Oregon, a super blue state, and Texas, which is apparently a red state that was not on the national grid, both had the same problems and the same percentage of people, roughly, offline. So that has nothing to do with it. Come on, guys.
So,
fuck out of here.
Because I want to, I'm gonna give the wind turbines in Texas the award this week. I present Texas, the Texas wind turbines, the biggest piece of shit award for the week.
It's not the technicians, it's not the Texans themselves. It's the fucking wind turbines.
Just the turbines.
How dare you?
That's fantastic. Oh man. Let's Ike, let's roll on to the next segment, my segment. Bitches make me sick.
Let's do this.
That is one big pile of shit.
Okay.
God.
It's always sad when somebody takes their own life or when somebody passes away. And the circumstances surrounding stuff like this always need to be brought to light. Especially when somebody at this age decides that they want to cut their life short for something that they didn't do or they had no control over.
Yeah. This is a young guy. He had a long life ahead of him, and this is sadly just kind of what's becoming par for the course in Western culture, man. It's so incredibly hostile towards men, and this is just further proof. This guy killed himself because just the title of accused rapist stays with you forever nowadays.
Yep.
It never goes away. And that's what he feared, like right there in the title, it would never go away. And, down in the article, it says that in the trial, the what do they call it? The jury. Thank you. The jury they only took like 10 minutes and they all came out like, yeah, not fucking guilty. And so it was pretty pointless, but he still had to go through that whole process. He still had to pay all that money, and he was afraid to leave his house. He's been battling mental health for a number of years, which he obviously never got help with because fuck men and their problems. He was afraid to leave the house, and it just fucked up, man. There it is. It says, she said he was found not guilty. It took them less than 10 minutes for all of them to come back with a not guilty verdict.
Wow.
But it affected Grant in a big, big way, especially knowing what I had gone through as a child. To be accused of that affected him big time. It really did. I watched him deteriorate. Man.
Now here's the part right here. The inquest also heard he had found it difficult to leave the house and insisted he was fine, even though Miss Ghibli found a suicide note declaring his innocence. So, like, this is the problem here, is like when people ask you when you ask somebody if they're going through something and they need some help, they say they're fine. Sometimes inside they're just screaming for help, but they can't bring themselves to ask for it or to accept it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, you know what I mean. I believe it was just him and his mother. You know, I don't think it talked about anything. I don't think it talked anything about a father in the home. But like, you know, you're supposed to be the man. You're supposed to be like, no, I'm fine, and like you got to be strong and stoic and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, eventually it got to him. It said that he was crying himself to sleep eventually, and it's like, fuck, man. And then his uncle died, I guess. And so it's Jesus. It's just disgusting, you know. And it doesn't say anything about what's going to happen to this girl that falsely accused him. Because I'll tell you what's going to happen. Nothing. Nothing's going to happen to this woman that accused him. And it's disgusting and it's wrong. And that's why it just make me sick.
So I decided to pull this up for everybody. If you need
man.
If you need to talk to somebody, there is always help. Like, you can always email us, you can tweet us. We'll talk to you. I'll talk to you. I don't care.
Yeah, man.
There's a 24-hour hotline, sort of suicide prevention hotline. Give them a call. They can always talk to you and get you pointed in the right direction for someplace to get help. Yes. I know that this article here is for the UK. In fact, on here they have some UK numbers as well.
Yeah.
So
you can always pause it and
there's
take a look.
UK numbers on there as well for you guys.
Yeah, man. Don't be afraid to reach out. There's always someone there.
Yep. seriouslycast@gmail.com is how you can get a hold of us if you'd like. If you want to talk to somebody there. Even if you feel that we say something that you disagree with, go ahead and send us an email. We like to read hate mail.
Oh my god, I can't wait till we get more hate mail. Speaking of hate mail, why don't you go ahead and smash that thumbs down button twice, baby?
Do it twice.
Do us a big favor. We always like that. But you know, if you share, comment, subscribe, like.
Comment, subscribe. Tell your friends.
Yeah. Go and like tell them how wrong we were and how dumb we sound and all this kind of shit. It's so bad you got to watch it. So on that note, I wanted to show you something that I picked up. Ooh, what's this? I haven't seen this.
There it is.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Sticker Mule had a deal. You get 10 of them for $1. I'm like, I'm not going to pass that up. So I got
it. That's going right here.
Yep.
That's going right here, baby.
It's 1 inch by 5 inches. So it's like this. It's going to be like this long by about that. It's going to be big.
It's going to go all the way around.
I'll put one on mine too.
Beautiful. Oh, I love it.
Okay, well, that's another show in the books.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, we love you all. And don't forget to twirl your Tweety. Yeah.
Until next time, we'll see you later.
Bye, everybody.